Hey there! Today I'm going to be sharing how to make this 3D scene in ArcGIS Pro, which has a really nice, globally illuminated effect on the terrain. To do this, I'm going to be starting out with a 1 meter DEM that I've downsampled to 3 meters using the resample tool. I'm also going to be using this terrain shader toolbox from GIS Cave on GitLab. So I'm going to go to the releases section and download the newest release for ArcGIS Pro. Now in Pro, I can go to the Insert tab, insert a new toolbox, and navigate to where the toolbox I downloaded is saved on my machine. Now if I go to the Analysis tab and go to my toolboxes, I can see the Terrain Shader toolbox has been added to the project section. The tool that we want to use is in the multi-directional section and is called Sky Model. This tool is going to create a hillshade layer by combining hundreds of different hillshades from slightly different angles that have been blended together to recreate the way that sunlight scatters through the atmosphere. I'm going to point it to my elevation raster, and then I'm going to choose my configuration file. For this example, I'm going to be using the clear 500 north-northwest 45 degrees configuration. I'm going to choose my output, and then I'm going to run the tool. This tool is going to take quite a while to run, so now would be a good time to go grab lunch and take a break, because we've earned it. Now that the tool is finished, we can see our really nice globally illuminated hillshade. We can see the way the ridges and highlights are being caught by the sunlight, while some of the crevices within the crater are gradually receding into shadow. All that's left for us to do is to create a new 3D scene and bring our hillshade into it. So I'm going to go to Insert, create a new local scene, and I'm going to copy both my DEM and my hillshade into the new scene. I'm going to drag my DEM into the Elevation Surfaces section, and I'm going to turn off all the other layers. Now we get the detailed elevation from our DEM and the really nice shadows and highlights from our hillshade. The last step is to go to the View section of our scene and make sure that illumination is turned off. A couple of final effects that I like to add. First is the depth of field effect under the camera effect settings. So I'm going to turn that on, and then under the depth of field settings, I'm going to choose where on my scene I want the focal point to be. I'm going to have it just on the far side of the crater. And then I'm going to choose how much of the scene I want to be in focus. I'm going to set this to something really high, like 3,500 meters. And I'm going to set the maximum blur to medium. One last addition to make is I like blending some imagery very softly into our terrain. I'm going to make sure it's above my hillshade. And last but not least, I'm going to go into the Tile Layer tab and change the Layer Blend mode to Soft Light. And now we get our imagery just gently peeking through, but we can still see the highlights and shadows that we get from our hillshade.